I do have skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
So let's see what we can see around the corner here, shall we, people? I doubt very much they've been removed, in which case as I'm driving past you should easily see the road markings on the side. See the yellows along here. Look at that blue car parked there. And look at that, you can see the white lines are still there, people. Can't you? Still there? Yep. Wonder if they got rid of them yet. Nope. Still see him. White marks on that car park are still there. Now, ironically, I was contacted by a subscriber or friend, someone who's been very, very lovely for many years. And she's been down there and witnessed on 2 occasions since I made that call to Kyle on the 4th of December. She's witnessed the warden at least dish out 2 more parking tickets in that spot. So Auckland Transport have been informed multiple times, the prosecutor has been informed, all of these people are informed, and I told everybody that this fault needs to be fixed. Apparently it's not trickled down to the correct supporting team for the warden to get that information, and they're still issuing tickets in contravention of their own fucking rules in their own rule book. Now on the 24th of December I got this email from Philippa Chapman. Good afternoon, Mr. Keane. Your request to film the matter being held on the 25th of the 1st, 2019 has been referred to a district court judge who has declined your application. And that's it. That's supposed to be my answer to requesting to exercise my pre-existing rights and freedoms, and she tells me that. I haven't been sent a minute from any district court judge stating such, nothing in writing, no name of who the district court judge was, even though she says herself she's referring it to a justice of the peace to review. So who looked at it? Was it a district court judge? If so, what's their name? Or was it a JP? Could it have been a Justice of the Peace, a member of the Auckland JP Association, who's a completely separate entity from the Judicial Conduct Commissioner, who has authority over judges and their misconduct? Because there's 2 separate people. There's also the 3rd one, the JP Federation of New Zealand. But Auckland, because it's so special, has its own little club. Selwyn Hayworth is the president of that, or at least he was back in 2015. Don't know if the old guy's croaked it or not. Here's hoping. I responded to Philippa on the 24th, right back at her, with this. Greetings, Philippa. Happy Xmas Eve, and I also sent this to Vanessa Olivier as well. Thank you for letting us know. However, as you have not specified whom the apparent district court judge was that has declined our request upon your referral, and this officer, by making such a denial, is infringing on our rights as a party to these proceedings to keep an independent and impartial record of this matter was, nor have you supplied anything in writing supporting such a denial of our rights, our request remains. To be certain, we will make another application. If what you have informed us is correct, then the district court judge should have no problem supporting this denial of rights in writing, identifying who he or she is with a signature for reverse liability. So a formal JCC complaint can be lodged against him or her for their denial. As we have not attended any hearing as yet, nor has any discussion been made towards this request, the District Court Judge's denial is of no relevance to us. We would note that you have not addressed our questions in regards to having a transcript of this matter set for the 25th of January 2019. How is it that you can record with court audio recording system, yet we are denied the same ability? Is transparency and accountability not appreciated in a fair, independent and impartial public hearing? Perhaps if the unidentified judicial officer could show where he or she derives authority over our actions. Does Waitakere District Court not like accountability? Is there something that the District Court Judge has a concern over? What is the Mystery District Court Judge's reasonable grounds to deny our rights to keep a record of this matter? Is the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act 1990 not applicable at Waitakere District Courts? As we have been informed that our request for a hearing is deemed to be a not guilty plea by Vanessa Olivia, according to legislation, what is the purpose of this hearing? To have us enter a formal plea on the record, making Vanessa's point irrelevant? Or could it be to gain jurisdiction in this matter? We look forward to your answers, if you have any. Otherwise, expect our request to be filed prior to the 25th of January 2018, as an unnamed District Court Judge has no authority to deny our rights, especially if they are scared to take responsibility for their actions. It is simply due to the incompetence of court staff, judicial officers, and lack of accountability, given you are exempt from civil proceedings due to such incompetence, that we wish to keep our own records. Either way, the general public will judge irrespective of how much the Ministry of Justice wishes to covet their actions. We do appreciate your efforts and comprehend you are just a small cog in a big, corrupt, revenue-making machine. We spoke to the police yesterday with regards to the harassment we have endured already by your court security officers, and we were informed to call 111 should another instance of harassment happen, and should a court security officer do so upon our appearance, they will be arrested by us under the Crimes Act 1961 Section 42 and held until a constable can attend. Please ensure they do not overstep their duties or powers. Should they be unclear, we will have a copy for their education if required. Now, if you could supply something in writing, such as a minute from the mysterious District Court Judge in relation to the denial of our application, and identify the judicial officer without delay, that would be greatly appreciated. If not, the public can judge regardless. How much trust and confidence in the general public have in the judicial system may suffer either way. Warmest regards and have a great Christmas. See you in the New Year's. P.S. We did not at any time apply to film. We wish to digitally video and audio record the matter. No one uses film anymore. And that was her. Alright? And that's what I sent through to her. Okay, 4127756 is the Huapai Police Station, so we'll ring them and ask them.
Rashmi, how can I help?
Sorry, what was your name?
My name's Rashmi.
Hi Rashmi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. I hope you're having a good Christmas time. I've got a general query. Is it illegal?
Sure.
Is it illegal to use chalk on a sidewalk?
Is it illegal to what, sorry?
To use chalk on a sidewalk or a
On
road?
the sidewalk?
Yeah, or a road.
No, I don't think so.
That's good. 'Cause I have a little an issue with the. I'm not sure if you're familiar with or not. You probably are. Outside Waitakere District Courthouse in Henderson, there's the bus stop, and just back from the bus stop, there's a 2-park loading zone and then broken yellows, and also 3 white hockey sticks marking 3 car parking spaces, also in the same location. And now I got dished out a parking ticket, and I have no problems. I'll go to court and challenge it. That's all good. It's not that point, but they've dished out a ticket when there's conflicting road markings. I've informed Auckland Transport about that, and there's a case thing getting sorted out about it. But I've just been informed by some other friends who are in Henderson that there's still parking wardens are still dishing out tickets in the same spot where they shouldn't be because there's conflicting signage. So my question is, if I go and write in chalk in that car park, do not park here, it's a $60 trap, because that's what you get charged for parking in broken yellows, even though there are white lines marking a parking space there as well. So what's happened is the white hockey stick lines have got little white X's on them, so my guess is they're supposed to be removed, but they haven't been. And instead of the warden following his rules and procedures in his manual, which states if there's conflicting signage you don't issue a ticket, you get the signage fixed, he's just dishing out $60 tickets. So if the council wasn't going to do anything about it immediately, because if I know someone else is going to be parking there, which they do all day every day, and the wardens are still dishing out $60 infringements, and most people will just shut up and pay without question because they all think they're guilty. For me, public service would be go and mark that spot with chalk and say, don't park here, you're going to get $60 even though they're aware. So, hence...
Did you try calling the infringement bureau about this?
Oh, the parking...
We would have some more information.
Well, I called the parking people in regards to my query, which is basically talking to a brick wall. So I'm happy to go to court and challenge it. I mean, I challenged a speeding ticket for 10 months, 4 appearances, and I won. So I don't care about that particular issue. It's just the fact that they are still issuing tickets after being informed that there's conflicting signage. They shouldn't be. They should be fixing the fault, not still stinging people $60. So for me to go and do a public service, the same as I go and stand down past a speed camera with a sign saying speed camera, slow down. Saves people getting tickets, still slows down the speed.
Police non-emergency line.
Are you there?
If your call relates to an incident happening now and there is a threat to life or property, hang up now and dial 111. For all other inquiries, please hold for assistance. Did you know you can now report lost property and property damage online?
Did you know that while you're talking on the phone, someone can switch you through to this automatic message? Not impressed.
Good afternoon, police. How may I help?
Hi, I was just talking to someone else and then I got some automatic message telling me about non-emergency calls, and now I'm to you.
Okay. Sorry, who were you speaking to earlier, do you know?
I don't know, it was an Indian name, I'm sorry, I can't remember it.
Okay, no, that's fine. Sorry about that. What's your phone call regarding?
It was just a general inquiry in regards to chalking, whether or not you can use chalk on a sidewalk or in a car parking space.
Okay, that would actually be a council matter. You will have to chat with the council.
Yeah, but it's not illegal, is it?
Graffiti is legal. Illegal.
Yeah,
But
chalk.
regarding chalking, not 100% sure. One moment.
Graffiti
Can
would...
I just put you on hold for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So, what's your name, sir?
You just call me Mark.
Mark, just one moment, okay?
Thank you.
Whereabouts is the chalk? Is it like on someone's property as in such, or?
No. I'm planning on going and writing a signage for the general public to warn them not to park in a car parking space that has conflicting signage that the council is still dishing out $60 tickets for instead of fixing the fault.
Oh, okay. So there's an issue with the council regarding payment for a parking spot. Is that correct?
No. I got a parking ticket for parking outside Waitakere District Court on allegedly broken yellow lines. However, in that same spot where I was parked, there are also white markings, indicating a parking spot. So you can't be parked on broken yellow lines if you're parking in a white parking spot that's marked on the road, can you? So there's two different markings, two different signage. It should be fixed, and people are still getting dished out tickets as of a couple of days ago that I'm aware of. And I have notified the council and Auckland Transport about this for the last 3 weeks. So I shouldn't expect to still get reports of wardens dishing out tickets in that exact same spot. They should be going and fixing the road marking, shouldn't they?
So regarding the talking, so are you wanting to talk over the markings?
No, I'm just going to chalk a signage. Do not park here. It'll cost you $60 or something similar.
Oh, okay, so where exactly is it on though? So where are you playing? Is it on?
Oh, chalk on this.
council property?
Well, with public road, no, it would be on either on the public footpath or in that park space itself, saying "Do not park here."
So it's not on the signage itself. You're going to be talking. What you're asking about talking on the actual car park itself, but on the road.
Be no different than chalking hopscotch on a sidewalk. It's
Okay.
you know.
So just stay on the line for me. I'm just going to double check with that. Okay.
Thank
One
you.
moment. Thank you. Thank you for holding there.
That's all.
Thanks for holding there. So I was just checking up with the law regarding that as well. Now, you unfortunately you do not have authority to actually make markings that indicating saying things like do not park there, or you're not authorized to give any type of authority over that car park or that parking spot. So you will not be able to actually talk on that.
On the car park.
On the car park or anywhere near there, yeah, because you don't have authority to actually designate parking or anything to do with that parking spot whatsoever. Even if it's on the road, you're not designated to actually, allowed to actually write down things that are telling people what to do.
So I can't. So for instance, I couldn't make a sign and stand there with a sign expressing people don't park here. You'll get a $60 ticket.
That's
It's freedom of expression.
That's on, yeah. So, but you're not writing on their property, or you're not writing on the council's property.
Well,
so
it's
completely different from.
It's public property. It's the public's property. It's the council only administrates public property. So.
Yes, so you do need to take that up with the council, but
Which
as
I've done.
I said, you won't be able to actually, chalk on there because you don't have authority to actually,
Well, I wouldn't think I need authority to use chalk on a public road.
Well, you don't have the authority to actually designate the parking spots for telling people.
Oh, I'm not
park on that place.
No, I'm not telling people what they can do. I'm just advising them that they'll get a $60 ticket because the council haven't fixed the fault.
Well,
So
yeah,
I can stand there and hold a sign the same as I do when I see speed cameras.
as long as you don't talk. Yes, so as long as you don't talk on that on the place, that's fine because that's in a form of protest. That's a different sign of actually talking on their property.
I'm not protesting. It's not
But you're
protesting.
standing there with a sign saying, advising them not to park. Is that correct?
Well, I can be. I haven't done anything yet. I'm just wondering whether or not I'm going to get. And to me, if I'm using spray paint, fine, that's graffiti. It's permanent. But chalk is not
Yes, that's
permanent,
permanent.
and permanent
Chalk
can
is
be.
not permanent, yes.
So to use chalk on a sidewalk, to me, is not illegal.
Well, you won't be able to say anything like "do not park here" or anything like that regarding the actual
Okay.
spot because you're not designated on that.
Oh, so it's just a matter of the wording. So I can word it in whichever way I need to make it sound like I'm not
But
giving
if
a direction.
Yeah, so it does depend on the situation of what happened at the time as well. If someone, that if you are causing disorder or breaching the peace in that spot, then if someone calls in, that will be maybe getting in trouble for disorder or breaching the peace.
Oh, okay.
However,
What?
you're just standing there with a sign. If it's your sign, just your board, etc., that's completely different. That's a different scenario.
Okay. So can you explain what you mean by what do you mean by breach of the peace? How would I be breaching a peace by informing the general public?
Are you going to be standing on the car park spot itself, or are you going to just standing on the?
I'll be standing on the footpath where I'm illegally entitled to be.
Okay. Just one moment, Mark. I'm just going to clarify everything. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'm really concerned about your comments about breach of the peace and disorderly conduct because
yes.
what would I be doing that is disorderly?
Oh no, if you are standing on in the car park area, holding the sign, that may. I'm not saying that it is, but I'm saying that it may. But I will just clarify that for you. Okay?
Just to help with your just to help with your clarification there, you're saying standing in the car park, and yet ironically, the council is saying it's broken yellow lines, so there is no car park there. That's the whole point. People are parking there because they think it's a car park. Council are saying it's broken yellow lines and dishing out tickets instead of fixing the signage.
And you've mentioned that you've spoken to the council for the past 2 weeks.
I've been dealing with the council. I've sent them photographs of the location, the markings. I've been given a ticket, and I'm going to go to court on the 25th of January over that because of the car park, and I'm going to have so much fun with the warden on the stand. You just have no idea. But
okay, so do you have a lawyer who you can...
A lawyer's first duty is to the court. Why on earth would I hire someone who's on the other team?
Okay, just 1 moment, okay? I'm just going to, just stay on the line for me, and I'll do my best to try and help you here, okay? Just 1
Thank
moment.
you.
No, thank you.
Disorderly conduct or breach of the peace. I would have to be causing someone alarm or distress for that to happen. Okay, so for disorderly behaviour, every person is liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 months or a fine not exceeding 2,000 who, and within any view of any public place, behaves or incites or encourages any person to behave in a riotous, offensive, threatening, insulting or disorderly manner, and is likely in those circumstances to cause violence against persons or property to start or continue. Don't see how that's going to cause violence.
Thank you so much for holding them, Mark.
That's all right.
So sorry about the long wait. I was just having a discussion with my supervisor.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it?
It is a tricky one, but you are, like I mentioned earlier as well, you know, you can stand there with a fine.
Yeah.
That is, as I mentioned before as well, it's a form of protest, okay? As long as it's, as I mentioned before as well, like regarding disorders or, you know, breach of peace, etc., it's only if any type of situation escalates. So if you're peacefully, you know, standing there with a sign, it's a form of protest which is allowed on public, you know, on public property. But as regarding any other like legal advice, the best places to actually contact would be the Citizens Advice Bureau.
Okay.
So we do not provide legal help, but Citizens Advice Bureau definitely does.
Sure.
But as I mentioned, you know, if you're peacefully protesting, if it's a form of protest and you're peacefully protesting on public property, that's fine, as long as it doesn't cause any type of disorders or breach of the peace, or it doesn't, any situation doesn't escalate.
Yeah, because disorderly behaviour to me is in any public place behaves or incites or encourages any person to behave in a riotous, offensive, threatening, insulting or disorderly manner, which I wouldn't be doing.
So if someone, it's just that if someone, so and as I mentioned, if any situation escalates, that would be what would be, you know, sort of like...
Certainly, but that wouldn't be on my head to be causing other people's to act the way they do.
Yeah. So if you're peacefully protesting, that's fine.
Yeah, but...
as I mentioned, so, it is your right to peacefully protest.
Freedom, I get that. Freedom of expression. Freedom of expression is what is... Yeah, it's the freedom of expression that I'm getting at, because... the Bill of Rights 1990 section 14, anyone has the right to seek and impart and give out information and opinions of any form and any kind, which to me means using chalk, writing my opinion and information for the general public on a public place to warn them that they're going to get stung for something the council hasn't fixed.
Yeah, I would suggest contacting Citizens Advice Bureau to actually get any type of legal help regarding this. As I said before, police won't be able to give out legal help.
Okay, but chalking... But chalking...
as I mentioned, you're not... Yes, sir? Chalking?
Chalking isn't graffiti, though.
Chalking isn't the same as graffiti, but you won't be, you know, you won't be able to, as I mentioned, you don't have the authority to actually designate the parking.
I wouldn't be using authority. I'd be using my freedom of expression.
I would suggest contacting the Citizens Advice Bureau.
Oh, okay.
For any legal help, okay? But like as I mentioned, for the protest-wise, for the sign-wise, you know, standing in a peaceful public space protesting, that's completely different.
I've stood out there a few other times, and I've had the court security officers come out and harass me on the public side.
Yeah?
Who are you and what are you doing?
I'm filming the signs on your door at the moment.
I'm sorry, you have to have permission to do that.
By
Who
who?
have you got permission from?
By
From the
who?
court manager.
I'm on a public sidewalk, yeah?
It doesn't
not
matter,
in the
you're not
court.
filming public property. This is a courthouse, you need permission.
Courthouse is
Okay.
public property.
Are you going to argue with me? I can get the police to explain that to you, sir.
There's nothing to argue.
Okay, well then stop filming, because there's public that come out and that's their privacy that needs to be protected.
You're aware
Are
there's
you
no...
going to argue with me, sir? Because I will...
I'm going to ask you a question.
No,
Are you aware there's no expectation of privacy in public?
Listen, there are people that are coming out of the court that do not wish to be filmed.
The public courthouse.
Okay.
Correct.
Are you
I
going
fail to see
permission?
what your issue is.
Okay, don't worry about it. I've told
I won't. Bye-bye.
Oh, you're not going to wait for the police?
Am I being detained in
Do you
some
want to
reason?
wait for the police to come and chat to you?
Am I
You
being
asking
detained?
questions about this.
Am I being
Don't argue
detained?
with me, sir.
I'm not arguing, I'm
Okay.
asking you a question.
So
Do you
you're
not
gonna wait
understand
for
the
the
difference
police?
between an argument and a question?
Security yourselves.
Okay.
Oh, you're going now.
I might come backwards and forwards. I have the freedom of movement to go backwards and forwards on a public. Why would I need to wait for the police for?
Oh, you just seem to want to film in here?
I've filmed
told you.
right around
End
Henderson
of
for the
story.
last hour.
I've
So what's
told
your
you,
problem?
Stop filming.
You
Okay, you're
have no
gonna stop?
authority over me on a public
Yeah,
sidewalk.
police will come in a minute, eh?
Yeah, and they have no authority either unless I've committed an
wait
offence.
till you can tell them.
I don't need to tell them. I've been
See.
through it with the police
Okay.
many a time.
See.
It's perfectly okay to record in
the
public.
time. It's all right. Oh, you're not going to wait?
No, I have no need to, and you have no lawful authority.
Don't film me.
I'll just do some more then. If that's your problem, I'll keep filming. That's ridiculous. Umber, do you guys give news crews this much grief when they're here covering a story? Do you? Do you give news crews grief when they're out here covering a story on a public sidewalk? Oh.
Great footage, fellas.
Permission to film filming?
I don't need it on public broadcast, mate.
Well, it's not public, it's actually the Ministry of Justice.
I'm aware it's the
So
Ministry
you
of
need to
Justice,
have
which
a-
is
you need
also
to
a
have
public
permission.
building.
Yeah, it is. It might be a public accessible building, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can film inside.
Well, it does. Are you guys filming in there?
Well,
Yes.
CCTV. Are you,
Exactly.
What are you using the filming
For
for?
my purposes.
Well, what's that?
For whatever purpose I see fit.
Have you got permission from the Ministry
I
of
don't
Justice?
need permission from the Ministry of
Okay.
Justice. If you'd like to bring me something in writing that says I require permission from the Ministry of Justice,
Seen the Privacy Act?
I've read it quite. You meaning 1993?
Yeah, well, that's the only Privacy Act I'm aware of.
Yeah. What section are you referring to?
I'm referring to the section that, about third-party information.
What third-party information
Well,
am I
what are you
gathering?
using it for?
For whatever I choose to use it for.
You're going to distribute it on the internet or make it public, so that's third party, you don't need permission.
Well, that's an assumption on your part.
Well, tell me that it's not the case.
I don't have to tell you anything.
Well, okay, you need permission.
I don't need permission. You
Well,
realise this is a public
yeah,
sidewalk.
this is.
And where do the people coming out of there,
You're filming the court.
where do the people coming out of there derive their authority?
Functional area of the court.
This footpath is the
Yes,
functional area of the court.
Functional area, it's a serviceable area of the court.
Okay.
By obstructing
Looks
it,
like a footpath to me.
in the Ministry of Justice.
I'm not obstructing anything. People can clearly walk past me.
You're filming without permission.
I don't need permission.
You do need permission?
Are you aware of the Bill of Rights 1990 Section 14?
What's that? How does that refer to anything we're talking about?
Okay, the Bill of Rights Section 14 means anybody
I'm
has
not
the
gonna stand here and argue with
you wanted to
Okay.
recite an act to me, so you have the
Well,
decency
yeah,
to listen to what I have to say.
well,
Bill of Rights
it's
Section
not
14,
decency, it's relevance.
relevant, Section 14 states that I have
Are you
the freedom
okay?
to
You feeling
speak.
all right, or
I'm perfectly fine, thank you.
are you just shaking a bit there?
I'm perfectly fine, thank you.
Are you just shaking a bit there? I'm just
Yeah,
listening
it's
to your
because
well-being, that's all.
I was out here on Friday,
Yep.
and a married woman came out here, some court security officer, spouting the same crap that you are,
Well, it's
that
not-
I
it's
need
not crap,
permission.
It's the law. It's the law.
Well, then you show me the
And
law,
if you read
because I
more
can
than
show you...
just what you thought you understood, then you probably have a
Is
better
that right?
opinion of it.
How do you know what I've understood?
Well, you don't understand this, so it's clear.
How do I not understand it?
Yeah, look, we'll let the police...
Cool. Call the police, and I'll have them educate you in public photography. Okay? You shame... And you have no authority on the public sidewalk.
Are they allowed to harass people on the public sidewalk?
Harass
As in threaten and intimidate me and threaten to use
I would
force?
suggest calling 111 straight away at that time.
Well, I contacted the police about that.
Harassing- Yes.
And
So I would suggest calling, if anything like that ever happens, just calling 111 straight away.
Well,
if you're peacefully, like I mentioned, if you're peacefully protesting, and there was no, like if there's any type of escalation, etc., we will, well, it does depend on the situation and the circumstances and at the time.
Well,
so just call in 111 if you have any issues, any problems at all.
Yeah, well,
with members of the public or with any type of security guards, etc. While you're peacefully protesting, just give us a call on 111 straight away.
Yeah,
and we
well,
can discuss the situation at the time.
Okay, it was just that, when I was standing out there multiple times and I was video recording on the public sidewalk, and the court security officers come out and told me I needed permission to record on a public sidewalk.
So I would suggest contacting Citizens Advice Bureau for that. Okay?
But is there an expectation of privacy in public?
Sorry?
Is there any
as I mentioned, you will need to contact the Citizens Advice Bureau. We will not be able to give out any type of legal advice.
Oh, I'm not asking for legal advice. I'm not asking for legal advice. Sorry, if I could please just finish one sentence. Is it a breach of the... sorry, I've completely lost my train of thought now because I was... Never mind.
So I won't be able to answer any questions regarding the law at this stage. You do need to contact the Citizens Advice Bureau. If you do want any information regarding those type of laws, you do need to contact the Citizens Advice Bureau.
Okay.
They would be able to help you, okay? They would be able to help you with the legality and the law of what you can do and cannot do. If there's any issues at the time, I would suggest just calling in 111 at the time.
Okay.
And we will sort that out at the situation. If there's a situation, hopefully there's not.
So
hopefully everything goes well for you.
What is deemed as a breach of the peace then?
Sorry?
What is deemed as a breach of the peace? You're saying that I don't want to get done for disorderly behaviour or a breach of the peace.
Yeah.
What are the confines?
So if there's any type of if there's any type of issues such as an argument or between people, or if there's going to be any type of, it's just really any type of escalation which is happening in public.
Okay, so I'd be within my rights to arrest the court security officer if they came out and harassed me for a third time.
Not to arrest, you can call in, as I said, you can call in 111 straight away.
Oh,
if any type of situation arises, just call in 111 straight away.
Under the Crimes Act 1961 section 42, if I witness a breach of the peace.
Sorry, look, Mark, you do need to talk to the Citizens Advice Bureau regarding this. Okay, if there's any situation, call in 111 and we will
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So if there's in any situation, any type of escalation that happens, any issues, call in 111 straight away, and the police officers who attend will be looking at the circumstances that's happening around that time.
I think the safest thing to do...
Any type of other issues, just call in Citizens Advice Bureau. They'll be able to answer all your questions regarding the legality and the law.
I think the safest thing to do would be to wear a body cam, I think. If I'm going to do anything like that, I'll have it all on camera. So,
I would suggest just contacting Citizens Advice Bureau, okay?
I've done that.
If you would like.
No, I've spoken to Waitemata Community Law Centre many times. They're great friends.
The community, yeah. So just have a chat with them again if you would like regarding this situation in particular.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can go from there. But at that stage, if there's any issues, call in 111. Okay?
Will do. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. You take
Bye.
care.
You too. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks. You too.
Bye. She had a real hard time listening. She couldn't stop talking to let me finish one fucking sentence. How ridiculous. So she's telling me I want to watch out that I don't get done for breach of the peace or disorderly behaviour, but she can't actually define it to me. Tells me to ring someone else. Well, if you're going to use those phrases, surely you should know what the fuck you're talking about. I guess she didn't like me looking up on the computer what a breach of the peace was, or what disorderly behaviour was, did she? So, that's what amazes me. If I'm going to get harassed on a public sidewalk, then okay, they're telling me to call 111. Alright? If they come out and harass me one more time and cause me to fear for my safety, then I will call 111 and I'll call the police on them. Alright? Now, as far as chalking on a sidewalk's concerned, you betcha. So that's not graffiti, it's not permanent, and saying I don't have authority to write something on the ground, no, I have freedom of speech and freedom of expression, so I can do that in a public place as much as I like. None of it's going to be causing anyone to act violent or riotous behaviour. There's no going to be any unlawful assembly, because there's not going to be 3 or more people there for a common purpose. And if the police want to answer calls from general inquiries about making sure they're covered before they go and do whatever it is they're legally entitled to do, shutting up and fucking listening is the first point. Catch up with you later.
On fire, 'cause they lit the spark.